Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Starkeep Farmstead. This video is going to prove to you that yes, all across America, there are detention centers being built. Now, how can I prove it to you without physically showing it to you? So in this video, I'm going to give you some background information that will help you look this information up for yourself. I'm going to prove to you why I have the credentials to give this information to you. And then I'm going to show you proof. Let me give you a little background. I'm a farmer. But on top of that, I have something called a sam.gov account. Now, sam.gov is the place you go to get federal contracts for different things. So like, if I want to provide food to say a local military base, I have to be vetted and given something called a cage number. Looks something like this. This number allows me to put in for federal bids. It also tells the government I am the entity that I say that I am. It tells the government that I have been vetted by the IRS, that I have been vetted by the Department of Defense, DOD, that I am who I say I am, okay? So I went through this process. Takes on average about 6 weeks for them to dig through all the information you turn into them and give you back a number. Now this number is unique to me. It is a unique identifier. It is unique to my company. Now that I've explained that to you, let me explain to you what is happening. I saw this video.
It's Christy Hutcherson, and she runs an organization called Women Fighting for America. But her background was federal contracting, and more specifically, abroad, but specifically, she worked on forward operation bases, FOBs, in military war zones, where she would put up these giant soft-sided facilities, water, food, et cetera, et cetera. So we're talking tens of millions, if not billions of dollars, right, that have transferred from her company, which she no longer is a part of. But she has access to all the bid contracts. So I'm interviewing her.
So let me tell you who I am before I get any further. My name is Samantha. I homestead or farmstead on a 2-acre debt-free plot of land located in southeast Louisiana. I have an education background, but I'm also a small entrepreneur. That is how I got into having a unique identifier for the federal government, because I always am not going to be small. One day, I'm going to have a lot of land, I'm going to have a lot of beef, and a lot of more vegetables, and I'm going to want to sell those possibly to the armed services. Because, believe it or not, folks, where is the money? Right, in the cookie jar, and that's the federal government. So what I'm trying to tell you is, I can go to a certain site that puts up little bios and request certain jobs to be filled by people who hold these unique identifying numbers. I saw that video last night on Redacted, like all of you, and I thought it wouldn't be hard for me to check it because I can get on the site. I know what this woman's talking about. This woman's talking about the sam.gov site. So I went and looked. Folks, before we go any further, if you'd like to support what we do here, we were demonetized for telling you the truth. What I'm fixing to show you is extremely concerning for the American people for several reasons, okay? Second reason, by you supporting us, you're basically pushing back against the darkness. Because there's a lot of lies on YouTube and very few truth speakers left. Even $1 makes a difference to someone like Stephen and I, who spend so much time trying to bring you guys factual data. I'm going to drop it in comments the different ways you can donate. We're also going on a mission trip to Maui, and anything you send to support us is going to be going towards that mission trip. Now, having said that, hit the like button, jump in the boat with us, subscribe to our channel. We're growing by the hundreds daily, and there's a reason for that. Now, let me get comfortable so I can walk. I got to get out of the sun. When I say let me get comfortable, let me run from the sun, okay? It's only 7:50, and I'm already starting to sweat. That's how hot it is out here, folks. All right, here we go. Is it true that America is building detention centers across the United States and seeking someone to build those detention centers? Yes. Yes. Here's the proposal. This is what the federal government is asking you to put a bid on. Not only do they want you to build it or provide a center to house males and females, okay? They specifically say in the description, illegal. A couple of them say migrant. Now, to all of us, what we are seeing is the United States government allowing these people in. Freedom to roam. They're in New York. They're in Seattle. They're in Chicago. They're in every rural town in America. They are even in mine. 23,000 people live in this entire parish, which is a county to you, and they're in mine. So they're everywhere. Now my question is this: what is this for? What is this detention center actually for? Because they need to provide beds, they need to provide doctor, vision, dental, mental, educational, transportation. They also have to have medium and, like if you've got medium security and then you've got high security and you've got low security prisons, they've got to be able to provide all of that. They want all three types for people coming in this country that might be dangerous to America. So why are we housing them is my question, and not just one place. Redacted was right about that. They are looking for these in every, I didn't find it every state. I'm not saying the lady was wrong. I may not have searched for it correctly. But knowing way less than her, I found with one search all of these. Are you ready? Look above my head. I found that one. And then I found this one. And then I found this one. I don't know what it means, folks. It could be what it seems to be. Oh, we're going to house illegal aliens, but why? Why build that now? Why put out a request in June of 24 to build holding facilities for illegal aliens when three things have happened recently that would, if you listen to mainstream media and Biden, we don't need these facilities. Less people coming in at the border every day now. Supposedly it's down by 50%. We're flying Chinese immigrants back to China. It was a fight because at first China wouldn't take them. But we just, over the weekend before we flipped to July 1st, we shipped out a bunch of Chinese illegal immigrants back to China on our dollar. And we have now signed an agreement with Panama that says once they get to the Darien Gap, America will house them, feed them, train your Panama military, whatever, And then on our tax dollars, we will ship them home from Panama to their countries of origin. So if we're shipping them home from Panama and they can't get through the Darien Gap, which looks like this, to America, we slowed the flow at the border and we're shipping the Chinese home, why does the federal government, not just the federal government, folks, the Department of Defense, this is a military operation. This is not civil. This is military, folks. That's what I think people who don't live in the world that this lady, let's listen to her again.
I believe it's to kind of like what Nazis did with the Jews, concentration camps, processing facilities. They're going to need somewhere to process the dissidents.
Mm-hmm. So it's not for illegal immigrants. Who is it for? Dissidents? We're going to unpack this with former 24-year veteran of the Customs and Border Protection, J.J. Carroll, who did this interview as part of his new documentary, Treason, scouring the country right now. And you just keep bringing unbelievable revelation after unbelievable revelation as part of this story. And I think, again, most Americans have no idea what is going on, and it's being absolutely kept from the American people right now. And JJ joins us once again here on the show. Great to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me, Clayton. And thank you for talking about this documentary, because as I travel the nation, I have I believe I'm an expert on this topic. However, when you talk to people, and I have interviewed multiple people from all different levels of ability to get intelligence gathering data.
Okay, so if you are not an American contractor with the federal government, if you have never heard of SAM.gov, a unique identifying number, a cage number, it used to be called a DUNS number. Now mine's for agriculture. Hers is obviously for military purposes, but it's all the same site, is what I'm trying to tell you. I have access to what this lady has access to, and I too am throwing up the red flag. This is me, Sam, the one most of you have been watching for 2 years, holding up a red flag going, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. We aren't detaining illegal aliens in concentration camps across America. We're not doing it. It's obvious. They're everywhere on TikTok. Are you blind? Women, because that's what they are, folks, with their 4 kids in the background playing in the little hotel rooms you're paying for, with her twerking all over the room. These people are not in detention centers. If they were, they wouldn't be killing our little girls, robbing our old ladies. So, who's going in the detention centers? Because it is a Department of Defense contract. Not one of them, numerous. And the most concerning thing for me was at the end of one of the descriptions for one of the contracts. All this was listed with maybe I overlooked it because it's 11 o'clock at night. I was pretty upset. I'm like, I like to do my own research. I will not just blindly trust anybody, even redacted. I just don't. I don't know who you are. Maybe you don't know what you're talking about. I find that quite a bit in America. People talk out their head. They talk out their butt. So my daddy called it, talking out your butt, boo. You don't know what you're talking about. But because you got a few 100,000 followers, people believe that you do. I'm not of that cut of people. I want proof. You say you found these contracts, and you said, I'm talking about the lady that was talking, was because you used to work with the government. Well, I currently do, so let me go see if I can find them. I found them. Also found this. Whole bunch of states listed with towns. Not 100% sure what this was about. Let's keep digging, folks. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop us something in Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. God bless you guys. Let me know what you think. Now comes the good part. For all of you sleuths out there, I'm sure most of you saw this video.
Hold this. see there's a mattress. You can see kids' hands coming up from underneath the door. Yeah.
And they need some help, hands tied up. I'm just gonna keep following them until I see.
This took place in Atlanta.
I made the call for them. I made the call for them.
Look at the kids being transported.
Move their car before it moves. Oh, thank God, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Man, I'm so proud of myself. I was not stopping.
Now, let me tell you something else I found as I dug a little bit into that video. There's a whole lot of fact checking going on. This is not a case of child abduction. This is not a case of poor little illegal children being kidnapped. This was a family moving across the United States riding in the back of a U-Haul. When did that become legal, guys? They're gaslighting us. People are seeing it happening. Illegal immigrant children being shipped like cattle in the backs of U-Hauls across America, and we're being gaslit by mainstream media and the police. Because even the police was like, oh, no. We took them somewhere safe and so the family could get, did you DNA test those children? Did you speak to those kids individually? Do those children belong to those people? Where's the proof? Birth certificate, something. Yeah. That's how easy it would be to ship children across America right now in the back of U-Hauls, folks. Then I found this article. Federal government's like, we can't find these kids. Well, maybe y'all should start stopping all these little box trucks, opening them up and pulling these babies out the back. Do your job, federal government, or we're going to replace you. We, the people, have had enough.